how much do we have to pay in property taxes, and how will our local schools and public safety system survive if we change that formula? That's the big question we're going to see on November 3rd. Property taxes are on the ballot. The big question is about valuation. So in Oklahoma, we set in about 2014, we set a percentage that it could grow. So in 2014, we made it where business properties could only go up 5%, how much was taxed, and homesteads and ag could only go up 3%. And that meant a big change that happened, just over 12 years ago to limit that growth so that people aren't paying huge changes as those markets change. The worry is this state question would change this to 4%, would change it to 4% for businesses, and would change it to 1.75 for homes and ags. And the idea is that people won't have to pay so much. But the big worry is we already have a senior freeze available. This would modify the way those exemptions happen. If you are over 65 and you're not getting the senior freeze, please look it up. Because if you are making, I think it's something that can go up to 90,000 in most counties, you can get your values frozen, which means it won't go up and up year after year. But the big worry is with this change, how will you fund the increased costs in our schools, in our local governments? I'm specifically thinking about how hard it's been for counties to deal with public safety, the cost of their jail, their cost of their officers locally. And then let's talk about roads and bridges, because we know the cost of roads and bridges is going up and up. If we limit how much this can grow, that's going to limit those funds available there. And what we've seen in this first 10 years of exemption has been local governments are having a hard time keeping up. The state is having to fill in those budgets more and more. We have now grants going for public safety to sheriffs. We have almost $1 billion going in state revenues to our counties. So when we take away this local government spending, are we going to have to fill in with state money? We have that money to spare. Also, do our local governments lose their local decision making? Will they still have control if the state is dictating how they spend that money? There's a lot of concerns in this bill. I hope you'll look into it and really ask those questions, because our colleagues really couldn't answer how this was going to impact our communities down the road. And I know we need clean water, we need good schools, we need public safety for our homes to even have value and for us to be able to stay in our homes. That's where I voted no. I did not hear a good plan.